Hi everyone, let's master a new grammar point. Let's have a look at today's key sentence. Her video has so many views. Okay, let's break this down. Today's skill is expressing a large number of things. When we express a large number of things, we can really break it down into 5 groups. We can say 0, we can say less than normal, we can say normal, more than normal, or we can look at large numbers. These are all case by case, so let's have a look. For example, I think having 10 books is normal. So I can say, I have some books. But if you think having 5 books is normal, then 10 books is not some books. 10 books becomes a lot of books. So all of these groups are all case by case. When we want to express 0, we can say no or not any. For example, I have no friends, or I don't have any video games. When we want to show a low group, that is less than normal, we can say not many. For example, I don't have many potatoes. Or we can say 1 or 2 or 2 or 3. I have 1 or 2 monkeys. I have 2 or 3 video games. We can use few when we want to be more negative. We can use a few when we want to be more positive. Few has the idea of not enough, but a few has the idea of enough. For example, I have few tasks. I have a few tasks. They're both okay. We can also use a small number of, a handful of, a couple of, or hardly any. For example, my company has a handful of employees. Oh, we have a couple of bottles. There are hardly any speakers. We have a small number of computers. When we want to express a number that we think is normal, it's the same as our expectation, we can say some, a number of, several, or various. Some is the basic one. Everyone knows some. We can also say several. This normally sounds like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A number of is also possible. And we can use various. We use various normally when we talk about different kinds. For example, I have some seats. There are a number of problems. I saw various movies. When we want to express a number that's more than normal, we can say a lot of, loads of, a bunch of, stacks of. For example, I have lots of problems. There are stacks of people. There are a lot of employees. We can also use many or so many if you want to make it stronger. For example, I have so many problems. We can use plenty of, which means more than enough. For example, I have plenty of video games. We can also use heaps of, which sounds very Australian. There are heaps of burgers. And we can use a good number of. We have a good number of computers at my company. If you want to sound a bit more formal, these expressions are very common in business. Countless, numerous, a myriad of, a multitude of. There are numerous problems today. We found a multitude of errors. We can also use numbers, hundreds of, thousands of, millions of, and billions of. For example, there are billions of people in the world. We have hundreds of opportunities. Let's have a look at the structure. We start with a subject and a verb. For example, there are. Then we use our quantity expression, a lot of. Then we use a plural noun, books. All of these expressions are designed for plural nouns or plural countable nouns, so make sure to attach that S. Okay, let's look at some examples. Please listen and repeat after me. I saw heaps of movies on the weekend. He has a couple of cats. I took so many photos. She doesn't have many friends. This report has several mistakes in it. My office doesn't have any free desks. Thank you very much for watching today's lesson. If you'd like to practice the grammar, please leave an example sentence in the comments. Also, If you found today's lesson helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Bye.